What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's been, I don't know, a week and a half since I posted anything here. The last you saw of me, we were unfortunately withdrawing from both of the PBA regionals in Ohio. And then last week I had my cousin's wedding. We had a bunch of family in town, so I spent a bunch of time with them, kind of hung out, had a really good time. No bowling was involved, that is for sure. So we are back here today. We're in Shelbyville practicing. They actually have, I think, their first night of league tonight, so Rex is back there working on the machines, making sure they're all running smoothly and ready to go for their first night. So we will have our league videos, which a lot of you liked to watch last year. We'll be starting next week. We start next Tuesday. So every Thursday, as long as I am in town for league, we will have videos posted on this channel from that week's league. So if you're excited and ready for those will be there on the channel. I'm ready to bowl with the boys again. Should be a whole lot of fun. But again, if you're going into league season right now, for you, your team, any high school teams, college teams, anything like that, make sure you go to Apparel EFX website if you're looking for a new jersey or multiple jerseys. You can use the code SANDZ, S-A-N-D-Z, for 10% off at checkout. Should be in the description below for this video. I usually have it in every video. You should be able to see the website and the code as well. So don't forget, go to the Apparel EFX website, hit them up. They're really good. So today's video is going to be pretty casual. I know this is a really long intro. I had Billy drill a new bowling ball for me before I left last week. We're going with a different span, different finger pitches. We're trying to make this thumb issue go away. So we're trying a few things. We will get to that here as we throw some shots. But yeah, we're just going to throw some shots today, talk about what we're changing, maybe some things we're looking forward to, and then go from there. So hopefully you guys are ready. Let's get into it. Okay, so like I said before, they have league beginning tonight here in Shelbyville. So they're getting ready to run the lanes. Luckily, they let me come in here and practice a little bit before they started. But again, we're just kind of testing things out today. We've got this Ebonite Allure Solid. I had this sitting around. I figured I'd use this instead of one of the newer balls that I will probably be throwing soon. I think part of what has contributed to the thumb issue was, I mean, honestly, like I said, I haven't bowled a whole lot this summer. My thumb, it shrinks when you don't bowl as much. So the times I come back, bowl a lot of games and tournaments, you have to bowl a few days in a row, and I hadn't been doing that. So that's definitely part of it, but I've kind of had the issue for a while, just not as bad. So we checked out the span. Looked like I could probably go a little shorter. My hand's not very flexible, and the fingers aren't very flexible, so I used to have a really short span. I made it longer, but I think it might be time to have a shorter span again. As long as I can get out of it clean enough, not hit up on it too much or hang up in the ball, I think we'll be good to go. So far, I mean, I definitely feel like I'm not squeezing nearly as much as I was before. But like I said before, I've had kind of a shorter span my whole life. When we went to what it would normally be, my fingers always seem to fall out of the ball basically when I try to bring the ball back, just because they won't bend. My ring finger especially just doesn't bend a whole lot. So we've had the shorter span. I think it is a little above 4 the last I checked, which is obviously pretty short. So yeah, I think the finger pitches were also a whole lot of reversed, kind of to compensate for the lack of flexibility in the fingers too. It was actually so much reversed in my fingers that I had 3/4 in one finger and half in the other. So, I mean, for not throwing with two hands, that's a pretty good amount of reverse in the fingers. Again, it was to compensate for the lack of flexibility, but we shortened the span by, I think it was a 1/16 of an inch or an 1/8 for this Allure Solid, and we brought back the fingers, and I can't remember what the fingers were. I think it might have been 3/8, down to 3/8 and 1/4 instead of 3/4 and a half. So definitely went shorter span and brought the fingers under a little bit again. Trying to make sure I get the ball into the lane a little better. I've had definitely had my moments in my career so far. It's been one of the probably the biggest struggles, I guess. Kind of gone back and forth between hitting up on it a lot. I'll just have these spurts and just a few weeks where I have issues getting out of the ball. I hit up on it too much, and it seems that when I get the ball into the lane more, the ball definitely goes through the pins better too. So just trying to focus on that right now. be honest, after the first few shots, I could still sort of feel that spot in the back of my thumb, but the last few, I don't think I felt any rubbing against the back of the thumb hole or anything else. So yeah, it's a good sign. I think to start, maybe because I hadn't bowled in over a week, I was having some issues, but maybe we're close to where we need to be. That needs to hook. I actually threw this Allure Solid a pretty good amount when this ball first came out. I know a lot of people didn't seem to throw this ball. I've had a few. I actually might still have one more sitting at home too. But again, we're not really doing a ball review today. We've got this laid out pretty normal. Looks like my 45 by 4 and 5/8 by 30 layout, and so far, still seems to be a pretty good ball. I think the real plan is to come back tomorrow or the next day and really put some shots in, put some games in with this new span. Like I said, I'm not bowling a whole lot today, just kind of testing out, see how it feels. And I mean, like I said, at the start, I think I felt a little bit, but the last, I don't know, 10 or so shots, it's felt really good. I don't think I've felt any problems with my thumb at all. Now, if this new span and pitch changes works out, we will be drilling some of the new bowling balls. Just like I said, I've been saving those, didn't want to waste them, knowing that I might change something. So, could have plenty of videos coming up for some ball reviews. We've had more bowling balls come out, and we might have something in the works that could lead to a lot more videos as well. But we will get to that in a later video. I didn't hit that one very hard. Hook. Now this Allure Solid is one ball that won't have HK22. Like I said, this has been out for a while, so this, again, I threw this ball plenty of times. It was really a lifesaver for me. It was, we had the other one laid out pinned down. I can remember, we had it pinned down. It was really smooth, didn't flare a whole lot, so it was kind of a go-to ball when the lanes were really hard. This was the ball I brought out of the bag. We hit that one though. Made that one hook. Now the real question is, which bowling ball do I think I will be throwing for league this year? I basically threw that Rattler all season. I mean, I probably threw it at least 90% of the time and had the most honor scores and highest average I've ever had. So kind of curious to what I'll be throwing this time around. And like I said, there's plenty of options. So we'll have to get to drilling some balls before next week. That was not very good. I feel like I've just been talking this whole time. I kind of forgot about the thumb, to be honest. I mean, it's got to be good, right? If it's not hurting it released, don't feel like I'm having to squeeze it too much. I know one thing we could probably make some videos about are some, again, I mentioned this before, posting some videos, bowling on some different patterns. Hopefully, here in a few weeks, we will know if that can happen more often, especially, with this new urethane rule on the PBA Tour. I definitely want to make sure I'm kind of prepped and ready to go for this season with all my equipment, knowing exactly what to do, playing different parts of the lane, because I don't know how this urethane thing is going to play out. We've had a lot of talks between the guys, and there's different opinions, but I have no clue what's going to happen. That wasn't very good. Hit it. Oh boy. I feel like my timing's not the best today. Again, haven't bowled in like a week and a half. Kind of need to get some reps in. That is for sure, especially before we start league next week. That was better. This ball keeps striking like this. We might have to keep bringing it as a backup just in case. You just never know. I mean, like I said, this ball hasn't been out in a while, but it's kind of showing right now why I threw it when I did, because for me, it just seemed to work. That was slow and right. Bad shot. I think the real determining factor here will be after I take this piece of tape off. Will it be kind of tore up with the skin, or will it not be? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Again, it really I haven't felt it at all. probably 3/4 of this video. Once we got going, it's felt really, really good so far. So here's to hoping that this is the fix for the time being. All right, everyone, that is all we have for today's video. Again, I appreciate you all tuning in and just hanging out with me here, just talking about what we're changing. Again, we've never really had a video talking about this, changing span, making it shorter. We brought the finger pitches a lot less reverse now again, so kind of back to what I used to be years ago, and we'll see how it works. But I mean, today for most of this video, it felt really, really good. It's not hurting. I was having issues when I withdrew from the Ohio tournament, how my thumb was bleeding. Definitely hurt when I released the ball, and didn't do any of that today. So I think the real test is to come back in a day or two and bowl a whole lot more to this and see if my thumb can really take it. So again, I appreciate you all tuning in. We're gonna hopefully have another ball review going into next week, and then we will start our Tuesday Night League videos as well. So I'm really excited for that. If you haven't already, please go like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys next time. We hit that one. There we go.